Hey everyone. If you haven't heard already, over the month of January and February, we are creating a chakra series. If you don't know what a chakra is, it is an energy center in the body, and we have 7 main ones that align along the spine. So the series is going to take 7 weeks pretty much, because we're going to go through a different chakra every week. We'll upload 2 classes, one that's a little bit stronger, potentially a bit more active, and one that's a little bit slower. So you get different energies from each class, and it means that we can dive into the different ways that we can see the chakra. And what's cool about these chakras is that they have different energies, they have different qualities to them. And so as we move through the series, you might notice where you feel really balanced in some, very harmonious, very healthy, and there might be some chakras that you're like, oh, I feel a little blocked here. And it's just cool to identify, that doesn't quite feel right. I was like, oh, that actually feels very aligned to how I feel about myself or that energy. So I'm really excited for this next kind of 2 months. This week, we're going over our root chakra or our Muladhara Chakra. This is the first one. It is at the base at the bottom of our spine. It is developed from when we are in our mother's tummy, so about the 2nd trimester, when we start to develop a body, until we're about like 1 year old. And its primary qualities and energies is a sense of belonging, a sense of safety. It's our foundation, it's our roots, it's our ability to be able to connect with our body, to feel safe in it, to feel safe in the world around us, to feel safe with the people around us, making sure that we, have our basic needs met, having food, having water, having shelter, having community. And when we feel balanced within our root chakra, we feel like we belong, we can connect, and we can trust ourselves, and we can trust the world around us. And likewise, if we don't feel balanced and harmonious within this chakra, then we'll probably feel the opposite to these qualities. We might feel like we don't belong in our environment or in our body. And there are many different reasons why we can feel this way, but by kind of slowing down and connecting to our body, connecting to the earth and our breath and what's going on in the moment, we can really help to stimulate this chakra and help balance it. Another kind of cool thing is that every chakra has its own element, and the element of our root chakra is earth. Okay, so you can imagine the roots rooting down into the earth, creating that stable foundation so that we can flourish. So our practice today physically is going to be a little slow. It's still going to be strong. But yeah, focusing on asanas that help us drop down, connect down, a little bit of balance in there as well. Okay, let's get started on our backs. So roll yourself down, and we will come into Shavasana. So extend your legs out long. And you might have your hands on your body, or bring the hands by your sides. Just let the toes roll out. Let the jaw tuck into the chest slightly. Relax the eyebrows, relax the eyelids. If you haven't already, maybe close the eyes down, or if that doesn't quite feel comfortable, you might just keep the eyes soft on something above you. Just make sure it's intentional, whatever option you choose. Take a slow breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out through the nose. And just take a couple more breaths like this. Notice where you're holding tension within the body. And see if you can use a breath to let this tension soften. Melting your body weight towards the earth, letting it root down, feeling the support of the ground against your body. Just very gently within the mind's eye, can you identify the different parts of your body that touch the ground? So you might start with the head, the shoulders, the back of the arms, the hips, down the legs, down into the ankles. And can you imagine roots coming out of these parts of the body, drawing towards the ground, underneath the ground, so it can firmly root you down. Creating a sense of stability, of foundation. You might like to repeat to yourself, I am here. I belong here. I am worthy of being here. And let these words sink into the subconscious mind, the subconscious body, creating a sense of anchoring, of inner strength. Let's come back to our breath. Breathing a little deeper into our belly. Feel it expand up to the sky. And then as you exhale, feeling the belly soften towards the spine, towards the ground. Try 2 more breaths like that, inflating the belly, inflating the upper ribs, the side of the ribs, the upper chest. Exhaling through the nose, softening, grounding. 1 more. And slide your feet behind your hips. Walk your hands by your sides, palms facing down. And before we even begin to move here, can you feel into the sense of pressing down through the soles of the feet, through the palms of the hands? I am here. Feel your lower back press down to the ground, feel the tailbone lift, and then gently start a ripple through your spine as you lift your hips up to the sky. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. hang out here. Tuck your lower ribs in. Tuck your tailbone. So we're not really back bending here. We're in a neutral spine, extending through the front of the hips, feeling the back of the legs engage, the glutes, the hamstrings. You might stay a little more still or feel your feet kind of push to the top of the mat. And then feel the feet pull towards your hips. So it's this push and pull position or feeling. Inhale to push forward. Exhale to push in, to pull in. Go a couple more. Two more. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll down the back. And once you get down onto your back, bring the soles of the feet together, drop your knees out wide. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Now you might just stay down, just feel the knees drop wide. If you felt like a bit more activation, we come up into a bridge again. Push through the outer edges of your feet as you lift your hips off the ground a little bit. It's not going to be a lot. Keep tucking the tailbone. You could even gently press your hands on the insides of the thighs, although if that feels a little bit unstable, you could bring the hands down to the ground again. It's a balance between effort and ease. There's contraction, but there's also softening, there's opening. Let's go one more breath. Lower the hips down. Take the feet wide along the edges of the mat. Drop your knees inwards. Okay, try keep your knees connected. You might stay here or just like we did before, lift the hips up. You're not going to lift high. We don't want to arch our lower back here. Keep the tailbone tucked, the ribs in, squeeze the knees together. Bit of internal rotation through the femur bone, through the hip bone. One more breath. Release the hips down, full body stretch. Legs walk out, arms reach over your head. Take a breath in. As you exhale, knees to chest, hug yourself in. Maybe there's a shift from side to side. You could even come into happy baby. Walking hands to the ankles, to the outsides of the feet. So just like I said at the beginning, this chakra was developed when we were very young, perhaps before we were even born. And so a lot of the things that may have happened in our early childhood can impact our feelings within these different chakras. Grab the hands behind the back of the thighs. Let's rock and roll a couple of times up and down the back. Eventually landing with our legs out in Dandasana, staff pose. Try flex your toes here. Because it is still quite early on in our practice, you might have your knees more bent. I would definitely encourage this, especially if you have tight hamstrings. You're going to think about pressing your palms towards the ground. They might not touch. In fact, mine don't really completely touch, so they might be off the ground a little bit. Feel the shoulder blades drive down the back, but lift tall through the lower spine. Feel the rooting down at the palms. One more breath. We're going to change this up a little bit. You might just walk your fingertips back slightly for this. Lift your right toes up. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Left side, breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Totally okay if you get a cramp here, by the way. Breathe in, right leg. Breathe out, lower down. Left leg, inhale. Exhale. We're going to add on, breathe in, lift up, turn the toes out to the corner. As you exhale, bend the right knee wide. Okay, keep even weight through both hip bones, keep lifting tall through the spine. Inhale, push your right toes out again, turn them up. Exhale, lower down. Left side, inhale, lift up, turn the toes. Exhale, keep the spine long as you pull the knee wide. Inhale to press. Exhale, lower down. Let's go one more each side. This requires quite a bit of activation through the core. You definitely feel it through the hip flexors, the quads, a little bit of the outer glute. Once the other foot is down, breathe in, lift both arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Again, you can have your knees bent here. Dangle the head, maybe drop it side to side. One more breath. Walk the hands back. Reverse bridge. Hands come behind, walk your feet, or reverse tabletop, feet hip width distance, fingertips pointing to you. You might stay down on the ground or push your hips up. So extending through the front of the hip again. Pull your shoulder blades down, tuck your tailbone. You might stay still, or just like we did on the ground, try shift forward and back slightly. Okay, hold in stillness, 2 more breaths. Lower yourself down. You might cross your feet to come into downward facing dog. Tuck onto the toes, lift your hips up. You pedal out the feet here. Drop one heel down. Drop the other heel down. Move your hips from side to side. And because our root chakra is based at the very bottom of the spine, a lot of the asanas that simulate this chakra focus on the hips and the lower body, the feet, the places where the body touches the ground. You might notice that kind of as you work up the spine, as you work through the chakras, the location changes, the different types of asanas that you see changes. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward, high plank, hold here. Spread your fingertips wide, look down, make sure your middle fingers are pointing forward. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths, so you can always drop your knees down. Really think about puffing up through your upper back. Tuck your lower ribs in, engage your glutes and your quads. Notice where you can engage more. Also notice where you can soften more. 2 more breaths. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3-legged dog, right toes sweep high. Breathe and hold here. Soften your left knee. Drop the left ankle towards the ground if it's lifting up a little higher. Anchor your drishti, your focal point, on your left big toe. Push through your hands, slide your chest towards your thighs. Breathe in, start to roll forward, right knee towards the nose. As you exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Anchor the left heel down, Virabhadrasana 1. For this one, let's just keep our hands on our hips. Although you're most welcome to bring them above your head if that's feeling like you today. Pull the right hip back. The left hip forward. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Tuck your tailbone slightly. Tuck your lower ribs in. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. It is going to make it more challenging with your arms above your head for your shoulders. So if you wanted that challenge, go for it. 1 more breath. Start to lean forward, hold. Maybe sinking a little lower into your right leg. Keep your legs exactly where they are, but lift your left heel off. Come to your left toes. Start to shift your weight forward. Take this really slow. Transition to chair pose. Really, really slow. Left foot steps next to the right. Bring your hands to your chest. Stay low. Weight distributed evenly through the feet. So we've got some weight towards the back of the foot, a little bit towards the front of the foot. Knees press forward, hips press back. Tuck your ribs in, tuck your tailbone, shoulders back. Two more breaths. Stay low in the legs. We twist to the right. If you need to shake out your legs, you absolutely can. Otherwise, left elbow around the outside of the right thigh. At any point, you can just have your left forearm around the thigh as well, maybe right hand to hip. Try pull your left hip back, your right hip forward slightly. Shoulders down. Eye gaze up if that feels comfortable. 2 more breaths. Let's stand all the way up through standing. Breathe and lengthen your legs, arms up. As you exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands by the sides. Maybe bring your feet hip width distance here. Tuck your tailbone. Roll your shoulders down. Feel the floor underneath your feet. You might even lift through the toes and then spread them wide on the mat. Lift your arms up, inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands come to the shins. As you exhale, hands come down, step back into your plank position. Hold, 3 breaths. Shift your weight forward, breathe in. Come to the tops of your toes. As you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, tuck the elbows in, come down onto your belly. Untuck your toes, Cobra Bhujangasana, breathe in. Open the chest. As you exhale, come down. Knees or toes, push up, high plank. Inhale. As you exhale, down dog or child's pose if you wanted a little bit more rest. 2 breaths. Left toes sweep high, breathe in, 3-legged dog, hold here. Squaring shoulders, squaring hips, feeling the sides of the shoulders pull towards the sides of the mat. Rotate the inner elbow towards the front, but keep pressing through the insides of the palm. Inhale, start to roll forward, come high onto your right toes, knee towards the nose. Exhale, left foot through, right heel down, Virabhadrasana 1, maybe with hands on hips or arms overhead, whatever you feel like. Back toes out on a 45. Press into the outer edge of the foot. Engage the right quad, feel the right knee lift high. Bend to the left knee so it kind of stacks on top of the left ankle. And if you really want to kind of challenge your balance, challenge your stability, or just even your proprioception, your awareness of body and space, you could close your eyes down. One more breath. Start to lean forward. Spine is long. Keep the legs where they are, but lift the right heel, come to the right toes. Start to shift your weight forward slowly. Right toes eventually come to a hover before stepping the right foot next to the left. Here, pose, hands come to the hips. Sink low. And if your thumbs are on your sternum, you might even be able to feel your heartbeat. Inhale. As you exhale, twist to the left. Hook the right elbow over the left thigh. Again, you can always have your forearm over the thigh instead. Makes it a little bit more accessible for the spine. Keep pulling your right hip back, the left hip forward. Think about pulling the center of your chest towards your thumbs. Breathe into the discomfort, 2 more breaths. Lift all the way up through standing, arms over your head. Breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet hip width distance here. Just like a mountain, we stay strong. And no matter what goes on around us, the storms, the rain, the wind, we are grounded into the earth. Lift your arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank. 3 breaths. Shift forward, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Maybe cobra or upward facing dog this time. Breathe in, come to the tops of your toes, lift your knees up into your thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog, or again, child's pose if you would prefer a little bit more rest. 2 more slow breaths. If you're in down dog, you're going to lift your heels up and tippy toe your feet towards the top of the mat.
Fold forward, Uttanasana. You might take your hands behind the back of the calves, the back of the thighs. Just squeeze your upper body a little closer towards your lower body. Hands to shins, lift halfway, inhale. As you exhale, fold. Lift all the way up through standing, arms come up. As you exhale, hands on your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right. Actually, let's go. I'm just thinking for what we're doing next. Let's shift our weight into our right foot. This might make it a little easier. We'll see. Left knee lifts up. You can stay here, or you can extend your left toes up. Flex your left foot. Just like we did at the beginning, breathe in. Turn your left toes to the corner as you exhale. Take the left knee wide. Try to keep your hips facing forward. Inhale, push it back out. Left toes up. Exhale, lower down. Stop to the other side. Right knee lifts or extends. As you exhale, turn the toes out. Take the knee wide. Inhale, extend your right foot out. As you exhale, come down. One more time on the left. Inhale, left knee or left foot up. Hips are level. Exhale, turn the toes, knee out wide. This time, take your left hand around the left ankle. Bring it towards your right inner thigh, setting up for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Try to keep the hips square. Engage the glutes. Feel that left knee pull back. You can also bring the left foot down the leg a little more, maybe onto the calf or toes on the ground if you wanted a bit more stability. If you wanted to challenge your stability, you could play with kind of moving your shoulders around, maybe side to side, maybe even twisting them slightly. Just take a couple more breaths. Breathe in. As you exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Turn yourself towards the left side of the mat, toes facing the side. Hands come behind the back of your body. Interlace your fingertips. Breathe in, pull your knuckles down, open your chest. As you exhale, dive your chest forward, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Really try pull the knuckles over. Let your chest sink towards your thighs. Two more breaths. See if you can shift your weight a little more forward into the front of the toes. Just notice how that activates your hamstrings, the back of the legs a bit more. Keep your body dived down and your hands kind of reaching forwards. Humble warrior. Your right toes are going to turn back to the front. You might shuffle the foot out a little bit more. Left heel stays down. Drop your chest down. So you can imagine warrior one in the legs. At any point, you can bring your hands down to the ground for more support. Try sink into the hips a little bit. One more breath. Keep your hands interlaced. Lengthen your right leg. Lift yourself up. Breathe in. Thumbs travel down the back of the leg. Exhale, hold. Keep lifting up through the sternum, through the front of the chest. Square the hips to the front. One more breath. Bring your hands to your chest. Prayer twist. You can have your left heel down, which will make it harder, or left heel up. Hook your left elbow around the outside of the right thigh. Really try push it in as you twist your chest to the right. At any point, you can have the left hand down on the ground, right hand high up instead. One more breath. Bring the fingertips down to the ground. Tuck your left toes, left knee down. Adho Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Shift your hips back. Lift up your right toes towards your forehead. One more breath. Breathe in, shift forward, Anjaneyasana. Lift both arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, hold. Hands come down, breathe in, shift back. Exhale, fold, half monkey. From here, just lift yourself up enough that you can slide your right knee underneath you, and then either sit down on your heels for a couple of breaths or head into child's pose. If you prefer to flow through a vinyasa, you can also do that too. Try to make the exhales slightly longer than the inhales. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Plant the hands down, tuck your toes, lift the hips up. Heels lift, come onto your toes, breathe in. Walk your feet forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Tadasana, hands on the hips. Let's shift our weight into our left foot this time. Lift the right knee up or toes out, breathe in. Turn the toes out, exhale, knee comes out wide. Try keep your foot kind of forward here so it's not completely out to the side. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, lower down. Other side, left knee up, breathe in. Maybe toes out. Exhale, knee wide. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time, right hand comes around the right ankle. Pull it towards your left inner thigh. Tree pose again, Vrikshasana. Again, another nature reference, a tree rooted into the ground. And if you wanted to challenge your balance again, maybe you can roll the shoulders around, maybe twist the chest. Crazy to think that, some trees have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years, deeply rooted into their environment, super stable, super strong. Breathe in. As you exhale, take a step back with your right foot, turn the toes to the side. Hands come behind your back, interlace the fingertips, opposite hand on top. This time, breathe in, open the chest, maybe there's a little back bend. Exhale, fold forwards, Prasarita Padottanasana. Can you get active through the front of your hip flexors, through your quadriceps? We have to remember that this is not just about lengthening through the back of the body, it's about squeezing the front of the body to help flex the hips. Kind of keep the upper body where it is. Turn your left toes towards the front. Humble warrior. Adjust your feet as you need. Imagine warrior one legs as you draw the chest down, the hands over. Sink your hips down a little more. Maybe eye gaze towards your back foot. At any point, if hands clasp doesn't feel comfortable, you could hold on to opposite elbow. Feel your left glute, your left quad engage. One more breath. Keep the hands bound. Lengthen your left leg as you lift up. Breathe in. As you exhale, pull the thumbs down the back of the right thigh slightly. Keep lifting up through the chest. You're active through the front and the back of the body. Hands come to the chest. Lean forward, breathe in. As you exhale, prayer twist. Hook right elbow over the left thigh. Remember your options here. Don't forget about the back leg, still engaged through the right quad, squeeze the right knee up, press through the outer edge of the foot. Two more breaths. Frame out your foot, tuck your toes, right knee comes down, breathe in, shift your hips back. Half monkey pose. Exhale to fold. Asana, breathe in, shift forward, arms up. Exhale, hold. Last time, monkey pose. Lift your chest up enough that you can slide your left foot back. Again, maybe you sit down or child's pose, or if you want to, you can hang out on your belly for a little bit. Just opening through the front of the hips. Maybe there's a little shift from side to side. If you're on your belly like me, push through your hands, lift yourself up. We're all going to tuck onto our toes, walk your hands towards the back of the mat, setting up for Muladhara garland pose. Turn your toes out, sink your hips down. You might keep hands on the ground. Actually, for this one, before we even lift up tall, let's round forward. This might feel a little bit more comfortable for your hips to begin with, but try not to collapse the knees forward too much. Press through the outer edges of the feet. Walk the hands forward, tuck the chin into the chest, trying to look to your belly button. Breathe in. As you exhale, lift yourself up. Maybe hands stay on the ground, or you can bring hands to the chest. It's totally okay if your heels are off the ground here. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, walk forward. Exhale, walk back. 1 more. Hold. Whenever anyone says root chakra, this is generally the pose that most people think of. It's very kind of grounded, very steady. With or without the help of the hands, lower your hips to the ground. Shuffle yourself forward a little bit, extend your feet out in the front, back to Dandasana staff pose. Bring your hands by your sides. Notice if there's any difference compared to when you first tried this asana. Soften your face. Keep tall, keep lifting through the spine. Kind of pressing the hamstrings towards the ground. Maybe so much that the heels come off. 1 more breath. Lift your arms up, breathe in. As you exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. If your fingers can reach the soles of your feet, you might just press down into them. Just Going for a squeeze up and down the foot. One more breath. Walk your hands back, and just to counteract that forward bend, we'll go for our back bend again. Maybe that's reverse tabletop, just like we did at the very beginning, although if you did feel like more, maybe reverse plank. Purvottanasana, stretch of the east. So again, fingertips facing towards the front of the mat, point your toes. You're going to drive your hands down into the ground, trying to lower your toes down, engaging through the glutes, the quads, the calves, hamstrings. You could keep your chin tucked in if it feels comfortable. You could drop your head back. And slowly lowering yourself down. Shake out the legs. Roll yourself down onto your back. If there are any final poses that you'd like to head into before you rest in Shavasana, then maybe this is your time to just explore, to move without any prescription. It could be a twist each side. Maybe it's your reclined bound angle pose that we did near to the front of the class. So the feet together, knees out wide. Tuck the chin in slightly so that the back of the neck is long on the ground. You might shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you slightly so there's space around the front of the collarbones, the front of the chest, helping you to breathe. Just coming back to that same sensation that we experienced at the beginning of class, that sensation of rooting down. Letting all your muscles feel heavy. Letting the weight drop towards the earth, knowing it is there to support you. We'll just be here for another couple of minutes in quiet. I'll let you know when it's time to transition out. Take a slower breath in through the nose. And an even longer breath out through the nose. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then if you'd like to transition out in a seat, you might just roll yourself up through the midline or roll through a fetal position. And taking these last few moments to acknowledge our root chakra, our Muladhara Chakra, thanking it for being there, for setting the foundation for the rest of our energy centers, for giving us a sense of support, of stability, of belonging. Let's finish with the breath, inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Thank you, my friends. I really hope that you enjoy this practice, and just remember that there will be another class that explores the root chakra. So keep your eye out for that one, and I will see you again on the mat very soon. Thank you.